Hello everybody, and welcome to Tea with the Druid 288, the first tea with the Druid for 2024. Very happy New Year to you. It's lovely to be back after this break and to sense ourselves gathering around the fire again. Great to be with you. And I can see lots of people in the States are here this evening from snow-covered New Hampshire and Boston and Ohio and rainy West Seattle, but also from Wigtown in Scotland and Washington State and New York and France, south of France, Niagara Falls, where we go, Elon, wherever that is, and Aotearoa, New Zealand, and southern New York State, and Bromley in Netherlands, and Finland, and Utrecht, and Brecon, all over the place. Sweden, Uppsala. Lovely to have you. This is Tea with the Druid 288, brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And my name is Philip Carr-Gomm, if you haven't been here before. So let's take a moment to settle as everybody's arriving from all parts of the world, this wonderful moment where it's been snowing today a little bit, so there's people are crunching through the snowy landscape to arrive in our clearing, to gather around by the fire, to sit down, to greet old friends, to see new faces in the circle. It's a wonderful moment, this moment of greeting and gathering. And as you settle into this place, maybe one thing to ask yourself is just allow to spring to mind just a memory of any time really over the last couple of weeks. It could have been something that happened to you today or over the last 2 weeks, something that just springs to mind that brought you a sense of warmth or joy or connection. And then if you feel like sharing it, do just type it in. And I'll tell you something that sprang into my mind when I thought of that was Stephanie and I were clearing out the side of the house, and we came across a little hedgehog who was hibernating. He was all curled up, and he just opened one eye like that. So we put him in a box and put lots of leaves around him and carried him and put him in a sort of safe place. He'd gone the next day, so I do hope he's okay. It's so cold at the moment. Feeding my special robin on Christmas Day. A moment of deep connection with my mother as she begins a difficult breakup. Those moments of deep connection with somebody are really important, aren't they? A wonderful surprise birthday party for me on the 5th, so that's great. Yes, saw a shooting star in a cloudy, star-studded sky on my walk with Forrest the dog this evening. Yes, standing at the Stone of Destiny today in Tara in Ireland. Fantastic. Watching an otter swim around my boat. My husband made me soup when I felt unwell. Lovely. Snuggled, they're going so quickly now. There was a snuggling with cats, but it's snuggled with my cats in bed in the cutest way last night, with one resting their head under my chin and another resting their head on the first cat. Felt so cozy. 12th night celebrations on Bankside in London. Ooh. Deep connection while doing an obod ritual this morning. I had a lovely time meeting with old friends in January, got to know we had all taken up writing. A local fox returned to us after a week or so missing. Feeding squirrels and birds. A childhood friend of my daughter had a baby and we all got to meet her for the first time. A lovely moment. Hearing the geese flying east over our house yesterday. Making mince pies and icing Christmas biscuits with the help of my youngest daughter and son-in-law the day before Christmas Eve. Deeper connection with myself. Flocks of 40 to 60 common redpolls on our feeders this morning. Burning a sweet piece of Palo Santo Time with my wife. We aren't well, but we've been taking care of each other and getting better together. Lots of bugs and illness around, COVID and flu and all sorts of things going around at the moment. Seeing a hare cross the road and its fur catching the low sun as it disappeared through a hedge. Snuggles with grandchildren. Having my family round for the first time in years. The sound of laughter was precious. Sitting by the fire with my sister as we swapped memories from our childhood. Doesn't it feel good just hearing other people's lovely moments? It's just a really sort of warm, human kind of feeling that we get. The traumatized cat I'm looking after snuggled up to me. I've visited a chalybeate spring in Balcombe. You know, that's water that has lots of iron in it. The famous one being the one in Glastonbury. In Balcombe, oh, that's just near here, with lovely friend and tour guide Heidi on the winter solstice. A deeply beautiful and spiritual experience. Working on my collage art. Getting something out of my oven and hearing my 2-year-old granddaughter saying, "Careful, Granny." A robin landing at my feet in the woods today. Yes, I've met all my old friends over the Christmas holidays. It really helped me feel rooted and at home in my life. Feeding starlings in a park. Yes. Zoe says, we're helping to potty train our grandson, and the group celebrations around his successes are pretty joyful. I know that with our granddaughter living with us at the moment. That's a very similar sorts of stories where basic functions are celebrated with great fanfares. Adriana is getting close with family after many years. Dressing a knitted bear as a pirate queen. A dream where an old friend from the past walked through the door. Oh, that's great. Watching fireworks over the local lake. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Carving limestone, connecting with the ancient earth before the time of man. The joy and fun of creating new writing exercises for my creative writing adventures with children. Swimming in the ocean, sounds of children happily splashing and playing. So you're either into cold water swimming. I met some ladies who'd been swimming in our local chalk stream, freezing cold, but they were all full of joy. Or you live in some exotic place that's nice and warm, you lucky thing. Yes. Okay. So what a lovely collection of stories. Well, this time, it's funny, isn't it? I was looking at the calendar and I was thinking, as we move towards the end of the week, we're halfway between the winter solstice and Imbolc, the next festival time. So that's one of the beauties of the eightfold wheel of the year, is that they come around regularly. They keep coming around. And instead of that evoking a feeling of, oh my God, time marches on, doesn't it? We're all halfway towards Beltane or Imbolc, almost. Instead of feeling like it's time marching on, because it's set in the circle, because it's a wheel, because it's cyclical and seasonal, there's a wonderful feeling of rhythm and pattern in that. And it always seems to me that although the winter solstice is effectively the beginning of the new year, because that's the astronomical new year as the days get longer, the reality is it's still pitch black out here at 7 in the morning. It's pitch dark at, I don't know, 4:30 or something. It feels just as cold and as wintry as ever. And it's as if we're woken up for the new year celebrations, but then we go back to sleep again, and then the snooze alarm comes on at Imbolc, another time of waking up, and the snowdrops come out, flowers push up, and we get another little wake up call, and then another wake up call again in March at the equinox. And so now feels very much a time for hunkering down, as many of the stories that I read out about snuggling with warm things like kittens and grandchildren and so on, that it's a time for snuggling down and for getting warm and for snoozing. Some interesting results. I think it was coming out of Finland that sort of confirmed what, I mean, I guess we probably knew already, but they hadn't done the research, that people sleep longer in the winter. And you may have noticed this yourself. And so here, Ottery Steve is saying, I really wish I could hibernate through all this horrible cold and darkness. So there's this strong tendency to hibernate. And so let's take that perhaps as our theme for our meditation. And even the word meditation can somehow evoke a sense of having to strain or make an effort. Oh gosh, we've got to do another meditation. So here's an invitation to not treat this like a meditation. This is just, what is it? It's an invitation to just change consciousness, change gear, and to allow your awareness, if you'd like to move gently into another position. And to do that, you might like to lower your gaze or close your eyes, or you can carry on looking, whichever you like. The advantage of closing the eyes is that all this input into your brain stops. All this visual information coming in stops. And you can allow a sense of peace to develop as your nervous system is automatically less stimulated. And you become aware of being seated in front of your screen, the walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the ceiling above you. But as you locate yourself physically and in your consciousness, you as this being, this point of awareness in this particular place on earth, you can perhaps allow your sense of the walls, floor, and ceiling to gently fade as you become increasingly aware of approaching this fire in a forest clearing, in this place that we call the sacred grove of the Druids, a place where we can be close to nature, close to each other, close to the earth, close to the trees, looking up at the stars. And we might see flakes of snow gently tumbling down. But still in this circle, we're warm and we're dry. We're snugly clothed. The fire is warm. And we're sitting together in the circle. And you just begin to open to the sense of being on the earth and of enjoying that feeling of being on the earth, sensing the life in the earth, welcoming you, and that you are a part of this life on the earth. There are badgers and foxes and all sorts of creatures nearby in the forest, curled up on the forest floor. And here you are too, one of many creatures. And you open to the healing power of the earth. Just gently breathing in and breathing out, not having to make any kind of effort at all. Just being here and sensing how the trees are here with us. You tune into the trees now and feel the trees rooted deeply in the earth. Just quietly present. And you might remember another piece of research that's been done that says that trees seem to go to sleep too in their own sort of way. They go through cycles which suggest that they are sleeping. So the trees are just gently, quietly resting here too, in the circle, in the darkness. And you sense their protection and their power, their calm stability. And you look ahead to the fire burning in the center. You feel its warmth. You smell the wood smoke. And you follow the smoke and the flames drifting up, and you look up, and you see the stars twinkling in the sky above. And as you breathe in the energy of the sky and of the starlight. And you breathe this energy into your being. And the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of yourself. And you might feel drawn to feeling even closer to the earth now. There are these dry leaves around you, and perhaps it makes sense just to curl up on the dry leaves and just feel the warmth and just tune in to the warmth of the fire coming into your body, warming your heart and soul. And you feel how good it is to allow gravity to do its work, to feel gravity. It's a lovely feeling to just feel one's weight on the ground and just to let go completely, relaxing every muscle, just letting go completely and knowing that one is held. It's as if two great hands have gently lifted us down. Imagine two hands just gently lifting you down onto this bed of leaves. Such love and such care, just gently lifting you down, and then you resting on these leaves. And as you breathe in and breathe out, you realize that there's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to think or feel, especially no effort to make. Ah, how restful that is. And you know deep down that as you rest, you're restored and replenished. That this process of letting go actually doesn't mean losing anything. It means actually allowing the energy and the vitality of life to flow into your being, to flow into your body and your heart and your mind. And in realizing that there's nothing you need to do, you know deep down that there's nowhere you have to go, nowhere you have to be, because here is just fine. Here you can just let go, be restored and replenished. Just allowing every cell of your body to be filled with energy and with the subtle life force that invigorates you even as you rest. And you realize too that in moments like this, when you're completely conscious and yet completely resting and open, it's as if you can be recharged and revitalized even more than if you're asleep. There's some process whereby your consciousness can really savor and cooperate with this process of energizing and healing and resting, so that you can float in this delicious place between sleeping and waking that brings such health and vitality to your body, to your heart, and to your mind. Just breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the warmth of the fire. Feeling all the vitality of the forest, of the trees and of the stars, feeding you, supporting you. And then knowing that you can return to this state of rest at any time. Now you just gently start to become more aware of the warmth of the fire. And you just sit up in the circle. And as you do this, you see all your friends and companions just gently sitting up too. And so you stretch your hands to either side. It's as if we've all been in a sort of giant sleepover where we've all been restored and recharged. And we stretch our hands out. So you take the hand to your left and right and feel the energy of the group now. Grounded, strong, peaceful and calm. May our lives be blessed. May all life be blessed. May peace prevail on earth. We squeeze the hand to either side of us, gently move our palms down to the earth so they're touching the earth, and we feel our love flowing into the earth, and we ask that peace may prevail on earth. May all beings be blessed. May all life be blessed. And now let your hands drift up to your heart. Hold your hands over your heart. You might like to do that physically as well. And as you do that, you become more aware of your physical body. And retaining all the positive feelings you've been experiencing, retaining those feelings within your awareness and within your body. Gradually you allow your awareness of the sacred grove to begin to fade as you become aware of being in front of your screen, fully present, here and now. You flex your toes, you flex your fingers, and when you feel ready, you open your eyes. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. That was good to be with everyone. And have a wonderful week ahead. And I see the Moomins are getting mentioned. We had a wonderful presentation on the Moomins at the OBOD summer gathering 2 years ago by David Bramwell. He did a fantastic presentation talking about the spiritual dimensions in the Moomin stories. I heartily recommend them, as some of you are recommending them here. And the Moomins, of course, used to hibernate in the winter. So have a very good week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Now I'm going to make a cup of tea. I'm going to come back and read your comments. So many, many blessings, much love, and see you next Monday. Okay, bye.